Hey everybody, Dinah Plate here, and I'm with my good friend Lillian Young. And today we're going to be talking about her Can You See Her project. Welcome to Grads in Drag. Yes, Queen. You just got served. So, Lillian, what exactly is the Can You See Her project?
Okay, so the Can You See Her project is a printmaking button and sticker project that I've been working on since my senior year in undergrad. And essentially, I am documenting or reintroducing the world to Black civil rights leaders who are female, but we don't talk about them either because they were Black or they were women, which I think is bullshit. So I'm going to talk about them.
So, do you have like a specific person that you really enjoyed researching?
My favorite so far, because they're so great, is Bessie Springfield. She was actually the first, maybe only Black woman to drive across Jim Crow America by herself, but she did it on a motorcycle just because she wanted to. And she even said, like, from a young age, riding a motorcycle was her dream. It was her thing. She always had to do it, which I really admired her for. And she actually became the first civilian mail carrier for World War II. And she rode a motorcycle up until the day she died, and she lived to be like in her 80s. So she would even ride it to like church. And I think it's just the best imagery of seeing this little old Black lady riding a really big motorcycle. She's my favorite so far.
Yes, biker grandma. Yes, for the win. Okay, so I'm also curious. You know, this pandemic has taken its toll on a lot of people, especially artists. So how has COVID impacted you as an artist?
It the way it impacted me negatively is I couldn't have access to my studio space, and I like to compartmentalize everything. So I had to move all my art supplies into my bedroom, which was not a healthy decision, but it was the decision we had to make. So I had to start therapy, which was a good thing. But then after, like, on the bright side of it, COVID actually made it so I could start looking up and interacting more with historians. I'm a historical artist, which means I have to do a lot of research generally before I make something. So I got to go to a lot of conferences, meet a lot of new people, talk to them, find out about like all these different archives I didn't know about. Like there's one that's exclusively just wanted posters for runaway slaves that's all digitized that I just had no idea existed. And get to like kind of step into that community, which has been really fun and cool. And I've gotten to actually do more stuff with Can You See Her because I've had more time to focus on printmaking instead of just painting.
Well, yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying when you said you had to take your studio and put it into your living space. Oh my gosh, I could only imagine like waking up, wanting a glass of water and drinking paint water or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also curious. You gotta tell me, what do you think about our president and our new VP?
I am I have mixed feelings. I'm excited for the fact that I don't have to deal with a Cheeto for the next 4 years. I kind of have looked at it as I settled for Biden. Didn't really want him as my first pick, but you know what? He's better than what we got. So I'm like, that's fine. With Kamala, I have mixed feelings. I'm very excited that she's the first woman of color to be our vice president. I think that's amazing, historic. Never thought I'd see it within my 20s. I thought I'd be like 80 and then I'd be like tears when I was a child. But now I get to see it when I'm young. And so that's really cool. But at the same time, remembering conversations I've had with family members and stuff about like why some people in the Black community maybe didn't like Kamala Harris. I have kind of mixed feelings with that. But you know, a lot of Black folks, like if you're Black or even like a little bit Black and you've done something really cool that makes like you look in a great light, like you're invited to the cookout. Doesn't matter. So like it's cool. I'm excited.
Yes, Kamala, honey, you're welcome at our cookout. You know, eat those baked beans and a big burger, honey. Oh my gosh, yes. Uh, okay, so I'm also curious, you know, because we're running out of time here, but where can viewers find more info about your Can You See Her project?
So the best place is the Instagram, which is the letter U, and then see her. Can You See Her? It's on Instagram. I post on it irregularly, but I post enough where it's still relevant. But also my website, which is lilartlife.org. That's 2 L's for Lil. And so if you go there, there's a whole section called the Can You See Her project, which explains the project. And all the prints, like even the ones you see behind me, they're usually for sale. Like I'll sell them to people or put them in gallery shows. And 50% of the proceeds always go to specifically like 5 organizations that I like to donate to, unless I'd find another one, which is Facing History and Ourselves, the I Project, the National Civil Rights Museum, the Black Aid Institute, and the NAACP League of Defense and Education Fund. So I usually try to give them most or half of the profits that come from these buttons, prints, and stickers and stuff like that.
Cool, yeah. And I speak from experience that her stickers and her pins are very high quality. They're really cute, especially on my laptop in my folder. But you know what? I'm not the coolest person who's ever purchased those things, am I, Lil?
I mean, I think you're pretty cool, but if you're going off of clout, I had a gallery exhibition in Dallas. I'm from Texas, and I got a frantic email from the gallery owner that was like, "Do you know the NBA player Seth Curry?" And I was like, "You mean the brother of Steph Curry, the basketball player from California?" And they were like, "Yeah." So Seth Curry came in randomly and he bought all your stuff. So he owns 2 of my prints. Actually, he owns a copy of this print, which is Marianne Cad Shad. She was the first Black woman to print a newspaper. And then he owns one of my Bessie Stringfield prints. He apparently really liked them. So that was a really cool thing. I still can't believe it's real and it happened. Gave me heart palpitations, but in a good way.
Aw, well, Lillian, I'm so proud of you. I think you're really, finding your own with this project, and I'm so happy that I was able to meet you last year at the freshman orientation.
I was so happy I got to meet you. And thanks for having me. I'm glad that more people can learn about Can You See Her? It's one of my passion projects, honestly.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm so glad you were able to come on here and talk about it because I love your project so much and I just also want to help promote it and get the word out there.
Thanks.
Well, folks, you heard it here first, Lillian Young, starving artist. She's making it, she's doing it, but also she's very successful and she looks good while doing it. All right. This has been Lillian Young and Dinah Plate, and this is Grads in Drag. Bye.
Bye, guys.